are some of the tech trends that I think in 2025 that I continue to see that I think our restaurant operators are going to continue to adopt in 2026 and aren't just going to be flash in the pan technology. If you don't know me, my name is Jeremy Julian. I've spent the last 30 years working in restaurant tech, and I put together a list of the top 5 things that I see continuing to gain traction both with users as well as different entrants into the market that I think everybody needs to be thinking about. And if they don't already have a plan to adopt it, they are going to need to be on their roadmap so that they can stay competitive in 2026 and beyond. The first thing that I think is taking a ton of root is the use of computer vision for tasks that would be really challenging for humans to do. The first technology that I saw actually in 2024 was the ability to do inventory using your phone or the camera that's on a tablet to be able to capture that information. Then later in the year, in 2025, I was able to meet with some different computer vision manufacturers and people that are looking at the ability to look at make lines and understand what's happening with the make line so that they can get replenishment from the back. And then there was another group that I work with that started to build some models that were wrapped around the idea of ensuring that your staff is doing what they need to be doing. Traditionally in a restaurant, you would be having the staff members go through and do checklists so that they were doing bathroom checks and things like that. Using computer vision to be able to check to make sure that those things are being coached and being done properly is something that I think everybody is going to need to look at. The next big task that I continue to see is related to the use of AI, and it would be AI for large language models for marketing. The idea that using AI to help you to know who your clients are and be able to market directly to them is something that is going to give us the ability to predict who we're talking to and what is going on within their world. And so using what used to be a room of data scientists to go look at those things, now with large language models and being able to pump your POS data, your marketing data, your loyalty data, your metrics from your channels such as Meta and just TikTok and such, you can now build these things so much easier with AI. The other trend that I continue to see is mobility. Mobility is a huge piece, and people have had this holy grail of wanting to be able to get orders taken where the guests are to speed up that process and get the orders into the kitchen and into the bar a lot faster. We've seen it in the past and it's come and gone and come and gone, and people don't adopt it really well. But the acceleration of guest ordering, the ability to produce orders, get them to the guests in turn times, whether that's in a drive-through or that is in a restaurant at a table or that's walking the dining room in a fast casual restaurant to get another drink, the ability for mobility to continue to drive that guest experience is a huge trend that I think in 2026 and beyond, we're going to see almost everybody, whether it's a small tablet the size of your phone or a larger tablet that you can order and pay on, all the way through to places like In-N-Out that have got a shoulder strap and a large tablet that's on their waist that's heavy, but also has a huge battery life that's going to allow them the ability to continue to hit that. But I think mobility is something that everybody needs to be considering and thinking about because it will, when done properly, pay for itself time and time again, and it's a great investment into your brand. Another trend, the fourth trend that we're going to talk about is people unifying their tech stack and ensuring that things integrate well together. I continue to talk to operators who are struggling because on the brochure, everything said that it would integrate. But unfortunately, when it comes to integration, not all integrations are created equally. And so I talked to an operator earlier this year that was integrating their kiosk with their point of sale with their loyalty package. And unfortunately, the loyalty offers didn't display properly based on the way their configuration was within their POS database on the kiosk. So they weren't able to launch loyalty on their kiosk. They were only able to do it at a counter, and the place was trying to adopt kiosks in a big way. And so the idea that ensuring that your tech, a lot of people through 2020 and 2021, through the pandemic, threw a bunch of tech at problems, which was great from an adoption perspective. But unfortunately, those integrations weren't the way that they needed them to be. And so continuing to integrate and make things tighter, from the back office to the loyalty package, to the marketing package, to the point of sale, to the kitchen, continuing to unify the tech to ensure that it works together and creates a seamless experience for both the guest and the operator is something that we are going to continue to see investment in 2026 and beyond. The last tech trend that I saw that I think a lot of people had for a really long time in the largest brands, but I see more and more smaller brands, is reputation management. Whether that reputation management be guest surveys that are going out on the transactions with tools like Ovation, but we've always had players in the space like it. Reputation management is the fifth item that I continue to see more and more people adopting. Back when I was talking just now about the ability to integrate different systems, now the ability to send a text or a email or a post that's on the bottom of the receipt with a QR code to be able to get feedback. The idea that you understand what your guests are doing and saying about your brand, whether that be publicly or directly to you, so that you can continue to modify what it is that you are doing within the brand. One of my good friends, Rev Ciencio, would share a story earlier this year on the podcast that I host that he runs a restaurant and they were using the wrong kind of salt in their French fries. Had it not been for his reputation management and his guest feedback tools, he would not have known that they were using the incorrect kind of salt and creating poor guest experiences. And so the idea that you're getting feedback, whether that be from Yelp, from Google, from all of the different tools, as well as directly from your consumers to the brand to be able to make things better, is a huge piece that I think everybody needs to be thinking about. And if they haven't already adopted it, they will be adopting it in 2026. This is the list of the top 5 things that I continue to see more and more clients digging into and continuing to invest time, resources, and money to try and solve the problem. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so here on YouTube. We also host a podcast, restauranttechnologyguys.com, where I interview some of the industry leaders about the tech trends and the things that are coming out. And make it a great day.